All right, hey everybody, welcome in. Another episode of Midwest Mics. I'm Gary.
This is Austin.
And we are back with you after about a week and a half hiatus because we recorded our last show kind of early in the week, then we did late in the week, and then now we're back to midweek. So we're going to try to get more consistent for you guys, but back here on a Wednesday night recording the show. So, hopefully everybody's had a good about 10 days here.
Yeah, we're back. And today we're going to be talking NFL.
Yeah, going to talk a lot of NFL. But, before we get into that, I've had an interesting
talk about your stuff.
Couple of days. I coach with Shawnee Mission East. I've said that on the show quite a bit. We had hired a new coach back in late January to February, Fred Bouchard. He did resign effective Monday at 4 p.m., and that's a week before our practice starts. Our practice starts next Monday, the 13th. So it was a little bit of a shock to everyone involved. Our coaching staff, we didn't see it coming. The kids didn't see it coming. But, they have not named an interim coach yet or a new coach. Everything I'm hearing is that Coach Hoover, Justin Hoover, who came over to be our offensive coordinator from Liège, is going to be the new coach. But, the message that us coaches, that all of us coaches are staying on, regardless of what happens at this point. But our message to the kids is keep moving forward. This is going to be a good thing. You players are the ones that put in all the work this summer and went through all those drills and went through Northwest and had 2-3 weeks at camp and did the scrimmages down at Harrisonville and all those things and Blue Springs. You players are the ones that did that. So, let's rally together. I'm not going anywhere, and let's rally together and let's keep this thing going.
Yeah, it's a huge surprise. I saw whenever you text me about it, I couldn't. That's why I texted back. I was like, "Wait, what? Like, man, that's season's like, it's right here. You guys start putting more work in on Monday. This coming up Monday, and so for something like that to happen, a little bit crazy, and you haven't had to deal with that. I don't think.
No, I have never, been in a program where the head coach leaves the week before. I will say this. I think it makes the district look a little bad when you've lost what's considered to be two of the top coaches in the Kansas City metro area. You've lost two of them in about an 8 to 10 month span.
Yeah, so I don't know what that said. I mean, you would know more than me, and I know you probably don't want to say anything, which is fine. But I would take it into question some administration stuff, or we don't know exactly what's going on behind the scenes, whatever conversations he's had before, where maybe he felt like he wasn't getting support, or who knows. I also kind of feel like from some of the things you're telling me, this is my feeling, this is not your feeling, that maybe he was, I don't know, overwhelmed? Not overwhelmed, I don't know. Because I remember the dyeing, like we took the where he dyed all the helmets the same color. I found that really bizarre that he would take time. I mean, he had to take time out to think about that and do that. And so to take time out and do that because it was messing with you so much, it's weird, especially when nowadays when the it thing, and it actually makes kids, I feel like it makes the morale go up when they have awesome uniforms, right? Yeah, Oregon started that trend.
I did have, I'm coaching D-line. I had the D-lineman over yesterday, and that was one of the things they asked me about because Coach Bouchard had talked about kind of changing the uniforms, even because we have 4 different uniform tops and then I think 2 or 3 different pairs of pants so we can do different combinations every week. And he had talked about getting rid of some of those uniforms and kind of going with one home and one away, and the kids were asking me about that. Now, me personally as a coach who would be making that decision, I mean, yes, it's easier to have one top, one bottom, for home, one top, one bottom for away. Yes, that makes our job easier. But like I told the kids yesterday, I get it. That's the trend. That's what you guys want at this point. You guys want to look different every week. You want to have that swag, as they say. So I'm all about, let's let's have it. Let's do it. Let's put the captains in charge of the uniform combinations every week, and go from there.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you do a rotation or you delegate it off your guys' plate, I mean, it's not that big of a deal.
No,
but just so you guys don't have to think about it. I mean, come on, there's ways to do it where it wouldn't even bother you at all.
No, I mean,
I'm telling you that thing was like a first sign to me, like, what? That's kind of goofy. And
it was weird, and Coach Bouchard does have his reasons. He did call me personally Monday evening, and he got a job opportunity in Illinois that he felt he couldn't pass up to be an assistant superintendent, and he had turned down a couple of opportunities in the spring after he had taken the job for assistant superintendent jobs. He felt like this third one was just kind of a sign, and he really felt like he should take it. And, I'm not saying it's right or it's wrong, but I do wish him the best. And he did. I can't say this. Excuse me. He coached this summer all in. I mean, he did jump in and went and worked hard, and I feel like he put in the work it was going to take to be a head coach. But that being said, the page has turned, and I told the kids too yesterday, a worse thing is going to happen in your life at some point than you losing your head coach a week before the season starts. You're going to face a bigger adverse situation as an adult.
Yeah.
I mean,
when you guys
that's the worst thing that ever happens. You've had a pretty good life.
Yeah, you're all right. Another thing is too, you guys have a great coaching staff.
Yeah.
And so you guys are gonna be fine.
We are. I mean, we're gonna be fine going forward, and I feel like even maybe some of our kids kind of have a chip on their shoulder now. Hey, this guy didn't feel like for whatever reason we were good enough, and or whatever reason, and he left. So now we're moving forward. So let's prove him wrong. Let's prove everybody else wrong. They think this program's a mess. No, we're going to be very stable, and we're going to be just fine. Yeah. And we're going to have a really great year.
Yeah, you guys are gonna be A-okay. So. And
I'm hearing if Coach Hoover does get the nod, that's awesome. I mean, that's phenomenal. He's a great coach. He's been a great assistant for a long time. Here in the KC area and beyond, works with quarterbacks all over the country. So we're going to move forward, and we're going to be just fine, and we're going to have a great season and future at Shawnee Mission East.
Very cool. All right, so let's jump into NFL, man.
Let's do it.
So what we're going to do today is we're not going to go record by record. What we're going to do today is go real easy, and we're just going to go with division winners and then who we think is going to be in the wild card. This stuff can change, especially with preseason and stuff like that. Injuries or whatever, or like a big, some guy stands out.
I mean, as we sit here today recording this, there's only been one preseason game played. That's the Hall of Fame game. So
and that game don't mean nothing.
No, because literally no one plays in that. They
didn't play their starters, they didn't play their starting quarterbacks. I mean, just put it in perspective.
Joe Flacco took no snaps.
Tyler Bray is was on the Chiefs as our third stringer. That dude led the game in passing yards. And so I'm like, all right, okay, so take
yes,
what you want.
It's great. Football's back, but,
it was so cool. It was still cool to watch. I was still feeling good watching that game. I didn't watch the whole game, but I had it on, and I was it's just cool, man. Yeah. It's cool to have back, and I'm really ready for college to get going, too.
Yes.
So, college, NFL, let's do it.
And I got a guy I go to church with, Robert. He's big into college football. He wants to come on the show and do some picks.
Who's his school he likes?
Well, he's kind of all over the place, but he wants to do some Big 12 predictions, top 10 predictions, for college football and stuff. He's talking to me about that. So shout out to Robert, listener to the show.
All right, cool.
Said he wants to come on and do some predictions. But so let's get right into it. Let's
cool.
start.
All
let's
right.
start in the AFC.
Let's
start with
East.
probably the biggest or the easiest one to pick.
So,
AFC East.
AFC East. I'm going out on a limb here, and I'm saying that the division winner is maybe the Patriots.
Yeah. I'm going to go with this old 40-plus-year-old quarterback named Tom Brady and the New England Patriots to win the division again. until somebody else competes with them consistently, I will not pick against Brady and Belichick.
But, Gary, they don't have Julian Edelman for 4 weeks.
They'll be fine.
Oh, yeah, okay. Next man
They may or may not have Gronk.
Next guy steps up always.
I mean, it doesn't matter. That team has lost so many people over the years, and they're like, how are they going to rebound from this, and how are they going to rebound from that? And I mean, I remember when Teddy Bruschi left. It was a big deal. Well, they did just fine.
Okay,
so,
yeah. The thing is adjustments, right? Is their defense as good as it was when they went on the Super Bowls with like Bruschi and Sayal, or no, they didn't win with Sayal. With
McGinnis, Willie McGinnis,
Harrison, Rodney Harrison, and all those guys. No, that defense isn't that good because the defense was carrying that team.
But the defense is serviceable.
And guess what? Now the defense is serviceable, and we flipped the script. Now Brady, because I would say Brady back then was more game manager than game controller or take over game. Now Brady is the game, he's the guy. He is we agree on the GOAT. He's the GOAT.
So, yeah, Brady and the Pats win that division.
Even though Belichick, I think, is a cheater, he's still
definitely a cheater.
He's definitely a cheater, but he's still probably the best coach in the NFL. Right.
So all right, well, let's move to the AFC.
Let's go west.
West? You want to go west next?
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll go east, west, north, south.
All right. Well, the AFC West, and this is going to surprise a lot of people that I'm going here and that I'm picking this team. But I'm going to say that the Denver Broncos win the AFC West. I feel like their defense is going to get after these quarterbacks in this division. The Chiefs have a young quarterback that hasn't really taken a meaningful snap in the league. The Raiders are, I don't want to say rebuilding, but they're not where they're able to compete, I don't feel like, for that division title.
Questionable roster moves, maybe?
Yeah. And the Chargers, I know that they were close on some games last year, but, I feel like that, they're not there yet. So I'm going to go with Denver.
All right, I don't have Denver win the division. Who I do have win the division, if they stay healthy, I'll take San Diego. Just because pass rush, ridiculous.
Actually, Los Angeles.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, I keep calling them San Diego.
I know.
L.A. Chargers. So I think Rivers is elite. That's debatable between elite and he's top tier.
He's a good quarterback.
Yeah, at worst in everybody's mind, he's a good quarterback.
He's in your top half.
Yeah.
No matter who you're talking to, I feel like.
Defense is good. Pass rush is good. Bosa is going to be really good.
Mm-hmm.
If they can get Keenan Allen stay healthy, he's really good. The running game is really good. O-line's pretty solid. They played a lot of games pretty close last year. They played the Chiefs close. I think last year was they had going. I think they started out rough, and then they won a bunch of games, and they actually had some momentum going in to try to win the division.
I feel like that I don't have their schedule in front of me, but I feel like a bunch of the games they lost were close, too.
Yeah.
Like they were competing in those games. So
and then so I'll say then I'll run down the teams, and I'll say why I don't think they're going to win the division. So I like the Chargers a lot. Chiefs are, for me, defense is bad for me. I think the defense is going to be bad. I hope they surprise me because I'm a Chiefs fan. And they might surprise me, right? Eric Berry is going to be in that defense. Eric Berry is going to make that squad a lot better. The linebackers aren't bad. D-line's not bad. Corners, Fuller's good. The other side's a little questionable with Nelson. And then the Chiefs lost their safety today with Sorensen, or their strong safety today. Or no, free safety, Sorensen. So they're starting Leon McQuay, his USC draft pick. He's got like 4 tackles in the NFL. He's a starter, so whatever. And then we'll go down Broncos. I think Broncos are actually be in the same situation they were in last year. I don't think Case Keenum. I think Case Keenum is going to give you a similar game to their Simeons, Paxton Lynch. I think Case Keenum comes down to earth because I think he's had one good year behind a really good Minnesota offensive line, a really good Minnesota defense. And I think I think last year was an outlier for him, and I think Keenum comes down. I don't think Denver's going to be bad by any means. I don't think they're going to suck. I don't think they're going to win 4 games. I think they're going to be in 7 to 8 range. So I don't think Denver's going to win the division. And then for the Raiders, for me, a lot of question marks, a lot of weird roster moves.